Hey guys, just a couple of things. First of all, if you haven't seen the latest video upload yet that Set the Record Straight uploaded to his new channel, take a look. The new channel is called Straight Up Blowin' Minds, and it's STR8, Straight Up Blowin' Minds. Check it out, seriously. I saw that video and I was like, OMG. It's just like all of his other videos. You watch them and you just go, wow. Because, in my opinion, it all makes sense. All of his videos just make sense. So, that's one thing. That's the first thing I wanted to say. The second thing I wanted to say is this. I took a closer look at a few of the police interviews, and I just had a couple of things that I wanted to discuss. The video that I watched, part of it, of the police interview of Christopher Watts' father-in-law, I thought it was interesting that in, let's see here, in 40 seconds from the time the interviewer asked the question, pretty much like, tell me about, their relationship, 40 seconds later, we heard the word thrive. I thought that was interesting. And I thought it was interesting, too, that Christopher Watts' father-in-law said so many nice things about him. He said he couldn't ask for a better son-in-law, really. That he took really good care of the girls and everything. But get this. I have to do the math quick in my head here. Let's see. 1 minute and 47 seconds after the interviewer said, tell me about their relationship, and then he talked about thrive, after saying some nice things about his son-in-law, he said he did everything for them, meaning how he was such a great father. Well, what did I say? 1 minute and 47 seconds, I think it was? No, wait, let me see, because there was thrive in there again. Talked about thrive a couple of times. So let's see. Yeah, 1 minute and 47 seconds into it. 1 minute and 47 seconds into that interview, Christopher Watts' father-in-law told the interviewer all about the nut meltdown. He didn't call Cindy by her name either. He called her Chris's mom. And he said Chris's mom really never got along with his daughter because they took her son, or he took her son away from him. I think is how he said it. He took her son away from him. And then he said they didn't come to the wedding engagement party. They didn't come to nothing of theirs. And then he talked about the nut meltdown at length. He said that his daughter called him up frantically and said, "Get me the hell out of here now." He said that the mother, again, not calling her Cindy, he said the mother had nuts all over the place. The mother, he said at that time, his daughter was feeding the girls. He was evidently told that his daughter was feeding the girls hot dogs. And then he said that the other grandkids were there at the house and that they came out with ice cream with all these nuts all over it. He said that his daughter and her had little words, and his daughter said no, and she called him up and said, "I gotta go. We had a blowout because, she's got nuts on the table in a bowl. Nuts in the cabinet right there, open for this little girl. And she," meaning his daughter, said, "No, I'm done." Well, then let's take a look here at one other thing. He said, so of course, his daughter never went back to the house with the children. And let's see. He said that when they went to the beach, that was the first time the girls had ever been to the beach. I thought that was interesting because Bella was almost 5. So let's see. He said that his daughter had come home. They went when he was gone Saturday. He would say he was going to a baseball game. And I thought that kind of odd because he never would leave the kids. He never would leave the kids with somebody else if his daughter wasn't there. He said that his son-in-law he's usually always home. He said, quote, she came home and she checked her finances on the phone and found out he spent $60-something for dinner. And he says, yeah, I went out and had salmon and a couple beers. So unless you went to a real expensive restaurant, $60 for a couple beers, and that may have caused a little bit of with her, like I say, if she knew anything or thought something, that really threw her off, saying $60 for a salmon and that. And then the interviewer said, so he told her that over, she called him? And he said, no. She was, and the interviewer said, over the phone? I thought that was interesting because the interviewer didn't just listen to the father-in-law saying she came home and she checked the finances, or actually, I think he said she checked her finances on the phone. She came home and she checked her finances on the phone. But then the interviewer pretty much said to him over the phone. And then finally the father-in-law said, I don't know if she was home at the time or if she called him up. And the interviewer said, uh-huh. And the father-in-law said, but it just didn't sound right to her. And the interviewer said, okay. And then the interviewer said, how do you know about that conversation? Did she tell you this? And the father-in-law said, no, somebody else told me. And the interviewer said, somebody? And the father-in-law said, her girlfriend. I think she told Nikki, the one that was there. Her girlfriend. I think she told Nikki, the one that was there. And then she told us, and then like I said, some of this stuff is just kind of not all my words. Then I listened to part of the interview, the police interview of the friend, and I thought that was a little bit interesting too. Let's see here. So the interviewer asked, how long have you known Christopher Watt's wife? And she said 3 to 4 years. And she said it kind of like this, 3 to 4 years maybe? And then within 1 minute and 22 seconds of the interview getting started, we heard all about Thrive. Or I should say the interviewer heard all about Thrive. The patches, the nutritional supplement, mental clarity, energy. It went on and on and on. And at one point, the friend said, "You want more information?" I thought that was cute. That was cute. She was talking about, after the sales pitch, she was talking about how she picked up Christopher Watt's wife early that Friday morning. And it got me to thinking, did Christopher Watts have to take that Friday off work? Because the girls weren't in daycare yet, right? They weren't supposed to be back at daycare until that Monday. Remember how his coworkers said he missed a lot of work because the girls were always sick? I kind of wonder if maybe he didn't miss a lot of work because his wife signed up for a lot of MLMs. I don't know. Do you guys know if he went to work that day or not? She said that the morning after they came back from what she called their sales training in Arizona, she said that at 8:43 she texted to Christopher Watt's wife, "How are you?" And then 12 minutes later, she texted again saying, "I just wanted to see if you're okay. I know you were hurting last night. Just want to see if you're okay." I think that's interesting. I think that's very interesting. She said that her friend Christopher Watt's wife had neck surgery in August of 2017. But then I listened to a little bit of the police interview with Christopher Watt's brother-in-law, and he said that Christopher Watt's wife had neck surgery 5 or 6 months earlier than the interview itself, which would have been 6 months after the time frame that her close friend said she had neck surgery. Oh, one other thing about the brother's interview, the brother-in-law, Christopher Watt's brother-in-law, being interviewed by the police. He said that before his sister came, that he went through his room to make sure that there wasn't anything in the room, that the girls were allergic to. And he said, chocolate and whatever. So for those of you who are claiming that Cindy Watts is lying about her daughter-in-law telling her that Cece was allergic to chocolate, well, it kind of seems to me like her brother is, thinking that Christopher Watt's wife said that Cece was not able to have chocolate also. So I thought that was interesting. Oh, I want to back up to the friend. Sorry, I jumped ahead too soon. Because sure enough, in her police interview, she wanted to talk about the nut meltdown too. And she jumped right in with the nut meltdown when the interviewer asked her about the relationship, which, the way it was asked, I think the interviewer was asking about Christopher Watt's wife's relationship with him. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't think so. And then the friend immediately answered that while they were in North Carolina, in the second or third week, that she got in a fight with Chris's mom, the grandma. I think her name is Cindy. Now wait just a minute. She claimed that they were friends for 3 to 4 years, right? And she didn't know her mother-in-law's name. She said the other grandkids were there and that Cindy bought ice cream that has everything Cece's allergic to in it. So that Christopher Watt's wife asked, and then she said, and this is just hearsay, I don't know. I think that's the understatement of the century. She said that Christopher Watt's wife asked Cindy, please do not give this to the other grandchildren, the other grandkids, until I get Cece to bed, because she's not going to understand and she cannot have it. And then Christopher Watt's wife's friend said that Christopher Watt's wife took the ice cream and put it back in the fridge. Isn't that special? Christopher Watt's wife's friend said, I guess Cece went and got it. And Christopher Watt's wife put her to bed. And she was like, you eat peanuts, or not peanuts, but cashews, and you'll go into shock. That's how serious. So they argued or whatever. And then Christopher Watt's wife went back to her parents' house the next day. And as far as Christopher Watt's wife's friend knew, Christopher Watt's wife did not go back and see his parents. So right there we have two separate versions, and then a little bit of interesting information on that chocolate issue, right? Kind of interesting. Christopher Watt's wife's friend said, but they celebrated Cece's birthday when they were there. Cece turned 3, the 15th of July, and the parents did not come to Cece's birthday. So I know there was like a falling out between Christopher Watt's wife and his parents. That'll be it for now. I'll be back with more later.